Hey everybody, welcome to Fresh Out the Box Plays Dune Adventures in the Imperium by Modivius Entertainment. I am the Game Master, Johananon.
And the co-host, Casualty CDG, but you could call me Gary. I'm a retired child crimes and human trafficking detective turned tabletop titan and improv comedian. And tonight, I'll be playing the part of the treacherous Master General Ezek Malakar.
I am AD Stringer, also known as Corbinian. I'm a tabletop role-playing and video game variety Twitch streamer, and I am playing the role of Kesty York, House Envoy and representative of the Guild, the Spacing Guild.
Hi, I'm Laura K483, also a variety Twitch streamer and a cast member on the D&D campaign Dungeon Select streamed on Twitch. And I am playing the outwardly seeming, alluring, and naive companion to our house leader, Gwendolyn. As in, I'm Gwendolyn. The house leader is not named Gwendolyn. That's
Not yet.
Not yet.
Howdy, y'all. Thomas Avenger down here in Houston, Texas. Artist, voice actor, supreme teacher, father, user of Neutrogena lotion from a bald, ashy winterhead. And I will be playing Tristan Kane, spy master extraordinaire.
Yeah,
Take it away, John.
I really wish you had waited for us to be streaming to lotion your head. That was awesome. But yeah, so last time on Dune Adventures in the Imperium, you guys were up to some shenanigans we missed last week. Oh no, Gary's raising his hand.
Yeah, I think maybe we should be able to donate a certain amount of channel points to watch Thomas lotion his head.
Oh wow. Maybe I'll add it to the roster.
Thank you.
Only 10,000 channel points. You get to watch that sweet, sweet candy. But yeah,
like ASMR.
We'll all mute our mics and you can take it away.
Can we have a self-care themed episode where you do that? I'll get like those eye patches for dark eye circles and wear them the whole stream.
Yes.
Like Gary can wear one of those green like face masks and we'll just all
Flossing is important.
Next week on Fresh Out the Box, we apply lotion to our bodies.
I like that as an outro.
I mean, it's been done. They just got banned. But yeah, so
They didn't do it like us.
They did not do it like us because when they did it, it wasn't nearly as gross. Just clumpy, just hair covered hands. Just
nasty.
Oh, so good. Very good.
I'm a hairy guy.
Didn't we play Dune?
You guys played Dune last week. You did a good job. I enjoyed it. But yeah, so House Ruckter got fucked. You guys went in, you blasted them, you killed their leader. With the help of the heir, you kind of helped him take power, which is pretty interesting. It was an interesting thing for you guys to have happen.
And I just want to say how apropos that's what we did as Americans playing a fantasy game is went in and overthrew another country and called our own.
I'm only half American.
Oh yeah.
What's your
I'm
point?
half
We know
Canadian.
exactly what to do.
Yeah, these guys are Canadians. They're
Canada.
Let's not throw
Maple
Americans
syrup.
under the bus either. Most of us are Texans, and so maybe that's our bloodlust.
Yeah,
We're
you
a
guys
horrible rowdy
literally installed a more suitable leader in a foreign government.
Well, also fucking him over because we installed the leader, but we also were like, but you get to start without a war master or a sword master. Have fun.
I actually took
Next.
I highlighted the people
Next
you killed
step is-
in red. Yeah, you killed 3 people of note.
Yeah.
And
Oh, boy.
now with Kesty and Tristan's connection to smuggling all this sweet, sweet drug spice, we can introduce mandatory minimum sentencing on the people we hate and have a stranglehold over power.
We're gonna implement the American prison system on the moon of Ix. But yeah, so you guys took out 3 people of note. You took out the War Master, the Sword Master, and the ruler of House Ruckter, and helped the heir seize power. He seems the victim outwardly. It was very close that he did not convince people that he was innocent, and there are some rumblings. if you recall the end of that speech. But yeah, so you guys are back. Whoever went there is back home, safe and sound. You guys did escape. A couple things happened to you guys. First off, one of the elite guards is dead. You did recover his body.
No, it's not Genton. Genton's a sheep.
I assume that you will want to have some sort of ceremony. And they had the vineyards done being built, so that's interesting. It's up. It's not producing from its own supply yet, but it is up. It hasn't been like that long. And yeah, what are you guys doing now that you're back? What's going through your guys' heads?
I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I'm kind of feeling like maybe, which I know also ain't great for a roleplay, but maybe we should lay low for a bit. We pull some very, very big moves, and we're still, like, technically on paper a minor house. If we're seen getting too uppity, then we might be the ones sent to be taken out by those with more resources than ourselves.
I don't have time to lay back. I need to talk to Kesty about our next move, and I need to hire a replacement for Genton.
Oh
yeah,
Rip
Genton's
Genton, dude. Rip Genton.
I definitely need to meet with the house leader, whether it's the actual one or his wife, who's the real power, so we can put this Canley thing to bed.
You talking about your own house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So fun story about that. Under your guide, Kesty, the lady of the house, Evelyn, has actually purchased an apartment on the planet down below and is taking part in the dealings of court and government down there.
Good.
She still comes home, but she does have like a place. She stays down there sometimes. So she is currently on Ix. But Mortimer's here if you want to talk to him.
I'll take a trip to see the lady of the house.
Ooh.
But I will, if the Spymaster wishes to grab my arm before I head down to Ix, I don't mind having that meeting first.
Just need to plant a seed.
Especially since I'll be heading down for doing government house business anyway, so.
May I have your attention for just a moment, Casey? I'd like to plant something in your head perhaps we can work on together. Always moving forward. Currently, we have those connections with the Space Guild. What's going on with that mining operation we disrupted? Are we in possession of that?
No, my understanding is that it's still within the hands of Ruckter, although severely...
Is that the house we just shit on?
Yes.
So, are we in possession of this mine then?
No. We have not...
Do we not have a direct ear to the leader?
You could try to seize control, but you have not yet.
I think between your and I resources, I think that perhaps a hand could be twisted and allow us to take that off of his hands, at least temporarily, to help restore it while he gets his affairs in order. And then, of course, we'll return it at a later date.
Oh, I follow your line.
And then on top of that, don't we have some sort of hookup with a spice shipment coming in?
Spice shipment?
From the woman that I banged, along with...
Her name's Soren.
Soren, yes.
You're forgetting the names of your conquests now, are you?
Well, Rolodex as it is. Not everything's about love. Don't be so prim.
This episode's about space herpes.
The decadence
Which
of the mighty.
I most certainly have.
Well, your connection with the Chom in this matter does put us in a certain economic, or puts an economic lever on it. If we were to take the mime, my mental logistics of it, or gymnastics of it, is that this mine is of use to Ruckter, but also the masters of Ruckter. So if we were to take it and take possession, we'd want to do two things to ensure we didn't turn this into a war or provoke Canley. One, we have to make this look like something. You need to make this look like it's something that's a benefit to Ruckter.
It absolutely is. The house is in tatters and in dismay. We're going to go in and help them reestablish it and make sure their shipments are heading up to their superior house to make them look good. You know, while stamping our name all over doing the work and perhaps smuggling a little bit for ourselves on the side.
Okay, there's another option that you just presented then. So the thing we need to worry about is it being... We need Richter to be okay with it. That's the easy sell. Mm-hmm. We need our house to be okay with it. That's a fairly easy sell. We need our liege to be okay with it because that's new property they need to defend. That's not here on Ix or near Ix. Lastly, we need to make sure Harkonnen doesn't care.
Not particularly our property to defend.
That's the thing I'm thinking of, is that there is a legal, official way to purchase or secure such property, but if you become a unofficial line of transport of goods, then we gain much while losing little, and we could even cut in Richter on the side to make him shut up. Because frankly, we need to pat him on the back a bit, because the longer he stays in our pocket, the more that our conclave will not be.
So a couple things to note. First off, you guys do not have the means to mine currently. You could acquire them, obviously, but that's just step one. You need that. Step two, Ix, the planet that you serve, would greatly enjoy getting their hands on that metal. They are a tech house, as it were. And thirdly, yeah, you're right. The whole Black Moon is in disarray, and shipments have stopped. So as long as we get the agreement set up through proper channels, then Ix definitely has the resources to send over someone. Not us on our moon. We're actors in theater, but we do have people under our house that has that capability who are our allies. Correct.
Yeah. So they can handle the grunt work. We'll handle the shipping, disbursement, etc. Can you read in one of those little eye cubes that you have and hand it off to the speaker and let him go tell our lord once you get it all put together?
I'm just not sure exactly if this is an official line or if we're going to stay smuggling. That's the thing. That's the difference for me. If it's official above board, then we're taking it or seizing it, what have you. If we're just smuggling stuff, then nothing needs to be written down.
I think we make it look official. We don't mention the smuggling portion. And if we ever get caught on that was, whichever smugglers were acting on their own. Despicable. They'll be executed.
Okay, I'll have that drawn up. I'll speak with the relevant actors. My advice to you, good spy master, is to have your business associates positioned and perhaps an extra set of unofficial eyes and ears to ensure that things are going the way we think they're going to go. But for now, I have to. I'm intending to head down to Ix to reach out to the lady of the house anyway to finalize our victory so far.
Legally.
Well, yeah. I just wanted us to marinate with you for a bit in case you had anything to spin on it. So no hurry. I have quite a few other things to do today, but thank you for your time, Cassie.
Not at all, Spy Master. I have one question for you before I go, since I have you, and we're not under siege.
Just then.
The time being. Roll initiative.
What? What's your gain in all this anyway? Like, you're not just here to keep an eye on me. You have ambitions beyond the guild and the house as much as I do.
Oh, as long as the house is serving my ambitions, mine are serving its. The moment we start becoming a lesser house, is the moment that I would take my skill set elsewhere.
But what is your ambition, sir?
Oh, bigger, better, more power, more money, that sort of thing. What we all strive for in some form or another.
Are you being honest?
I am.
Okay. I was going to make you roll if you were lying, but...
Then I'll say this to you, sir. I do not mind assisting in your ignoble efforts to grab power for all should be welcome to do it, so long as you assist in my ambition to ensure that interstellar travel is not the domain solely of those born in silk pillows and drowning in wine. I scowl at that, like I'm starting to get visibly angry at the idea. This guy doesn't like nobles for some reason. Go figure.
Surprise, surprise.
Right. The coming tide rises all ships, my friend. I believe once we're in a position to dictate that sort of thing, I'd be more than happy to assist you how I could.
Don't worry, Duke Leto's already on board. Not that he knows it. I pat you on the arm and keep walking.
I chuckle and head off to interview some spies.
Yeah, you can do that.
However that works.
So I'll say that.
Saw you on LinkedIn. I'm here for the spy.
Landstrad LinkedIn.
Let's see. I'll say you probably used one of your other spies to do it. Honestly, I'll say Sarek has brought people to your attention.
Okay.
You'll have a meeting with him. But yeah, Kesty. You're going to go talk. Are you going to go talk to Mortimer at all?
I'm going to speak with the lady of the house on Ix.
So you are summoned to Mortimer.
Never mind. No, you're not.
Well, very well. I will attend the summons.
And so is the War Master. I suppose Spy Master would be too. And Gwendolyn, I mean, you're probably just there.
Keep
I was
them
like,
waiting.
you're all in trouble. And I'm just going to be behind him, pretending I'm totally innocent in the whole matter.
J'accuse!
So when you enter the throne room, it's such a beautiful. Every time you step in, the colorful mosaics and the polished marble. It's just such a grand place. Lots of natural light, and it sort of is undercut by the demeanor of your lord. He's sitting there with a chalice of wine, as he does, sitting in the throne, but he looks troubled, and he's holding a scroll. I'll say, Kesty, you notice immediately the scroll bears the mark of House Vernius, who are the lords of Ix, down below.
So they're the ones that we report to them. Right?
Yeah, they're your superiors.
Yep.
They're one of the most powerful houses in the Imperium as well.
Yep.
Well, it can only be good news that we've all been called here.
Maybe they're happy with our performance.
I see a bonus in everyone's future.
The heir is there as well. And so is Castor. Castor's there. So Devin, Castor, and all of you are in the room. Oh, good, everyone's here. Well, today, I'm not sure what to make of this, but we have been ordered to report to Ix.
How official.
I must go myself, indeed. Very official, and I had such a fun day planned. He seems kind of crestfallen that he has to go at all. Like,
He can't send his minions.
he's annoyed by it.
I'm gonna go pour myself a glass from wherever his little decanter glass setup somewhere is in this room and kind of join him.
You'll actually
Matt,
see
cheer up.
Cassandra is in the room with some more wine samples.
She's
My
the
lord.
the vintner.
She's the
lady,
vintner,
right? Yeah.
My lord, permission to speak.
Yes, War Master, of course.
We don't have enough soldiers to take the planet of Ix.
Correct. Why would...
We'll be in danger putting ourselves on the surface.
we don't have a choice in the matter, War Master.
Should I prepare a small contingency, just in case?
I suppose it couldn't hurt. Not that you would be able to accomplish much. He'll say, I mean, you know full well, War Master, that you, like, ha!
I'll devise a plan. If they try to kill us, we'll take the bastards
I mean,
down.
for all you know, they could blow up your moon with a click of a button. They did build it, after all.
Nope.
Well, don't worry if things go sideways. There's always employment in the Space Guild. I smile when I say that and just shrug it off. Like, I don't think we're in any real danger.
Mortimer is unamused, which is a rare look on him. He does not seem pleased at all. But I will be leaving Devin here to look after affairs. I would leave the War Master to look after him, but I'm afraid they named you in the document. He'll pass it off to Kesty.
As he does so, and he makes that comment about the War Master, I can say, well, surely Helena would be more than adequate protection for Devin. She is very skilled, after all.
Unfortunately, she is on Ix already, guarding my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
God damn it.
Yeah.
She
would be. But
I will peruse the documents to grasp exactly what the summons is about, unless it's being kept.
Yeah, give me an understand.
Understand.
Give me an understand. Episode 8, House Masarrah, Legalese.
Understand. Justice or truth?
I would allow either for this one.
Yeah, I'll lean in. My statement in justice doesn't really help us here.
Oh, I finally figured out the change in my statements, by the way, after my whole faith thing situation. I did it. I did my homework.
I won't buy any dice here. I don't think I need to. But I will always give you one threat. Why not? One threat to buy an additional die. I might get some momentum.
He's at 10.
I do not have a focus.
Hurts my soul.
Good thing I bought that die.
I'm too paranoid of a person for this game.
No, you're supposed to be paranoid for this game. Ooh. Okay. Well, no complication. So you get the gist of it. You can't root out any like subtext, but it names the War Master, it names you, and it names the Spy Master.
I wasn't there.
Yes, but all of you were involved. War Master wasn't there either.
I found out I had a spy on there, and I had her fucking killed.
That's your story, and you're sticking to.
Gwendolyn, you were asked to be there as a witness since you were physically there.
Fair.
And then Mortimer has also been asked there to answer for what has happened. It's very vague as to what is going to happen.
So it isn't you are being summoned to be judged. It's I want you to be here to explain things.
It does not say, hey, this is your court date. It says you are being summoned before the Lord.
It's the cryptic we want to talk, whether you're like, is this actually an important conversation or are we breaking up? Which one is it? And it's that situation, and we don't know.
It does have the seal of the Lord himself, and you are being summoned to his house.
This is an opportunity, good gentlemen and ladies. This is a chance to showcase our and this house's glory before a greater house. As we report to Lord Mortimer reports to Vernius, and we are being asked to account in an instance of great success.
And I will say it's also probably a very good time to remember that while hard for some, humility does look good on everyone.
So,
a thing worth attempting.
Hey, you guys have any plan going forward, or are you just going to go?
Well, I grab that decanter and pour a drink.
I'm going to pack a different style of attire as opposed to my on our moon situation where I'm like basically like dressed kind of more for Mortimer all the time. The whole like silk dress was really just fabric loosely held together by a corset that could fall at any moment. Now instead it's like a dress that is very like in one way at first glance like very covered, like full sleeve, full floor length, but you look, it is like very tight and very like there's not an ounce left of the imagination, even though, and then there's like a teardrop cut out right in the cleavage. So it's still more modest than my usual attire, but without completely losing sex appeal.
Sounds like a badass dress.
And it's gonna be in like a really simple, subdued gray. which is very out of character.
I actually saw it as gray, which is funny.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
Saw it more of a charcoal.
Works. we'll say slate gray. Happy.
Yeah.
who are you bringing? Who else are you bringing with you guys?
I'm going to be bringing Muhat with me.
Okay.
Sirach is going to be in charge of interviewing. I would like to bend the Lord's ear for a moment while we have him, and he seems distressed. My Lord, this is, a time for jubilation, not a time for grump. We can reschedule. It's been quite a long time since any of us have gotten out and stretch our legs. Have a little bit of drinks, go rub some elbows, piss off some people you don't like, kiss some asses of people that you do. That sort of thing. I'll be there to help however I can.
Are you trying to accomplish anything with this speech to him?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get him in a better mood.
I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah.
He'll take some comfort.
Being my smarmy self.
He'll take some comfort in it.
How long until we depart?
Immediately.
Oh shit.
I'll fly us down straight with the transport.
You bringing
I'll change
anyone with
quickly
you,
then.
War Master?
Yeah, I'm bringing my three
Guard.
my 3 Crimson Guard. That's right. After we incinerate the body of the dead one, of course.
So you guys do have a bit of a ceremony?
No,
No, you just burn them.
Not
Throw in the
disposable.
trash.
it's incinerated very quick. It's not unloaded. There is no ceremony, and it's
Fucking
instantly
hell.
incinerated. Yeah.
Rude.
Big believer in the Orange Book, are you?
And if we had time, but we don't, we're leaving post haste. If we had time, I would go get another one.
One thing I might suggest to your master when we get to the halls of Ix, it isn't our liege you need worry about. It's our rivals under his command that we need worry about. Our rising star is there falling.
Okay,
I shall keep my head on a swivel and appreciate your insight.
so you guys load up and you go down on the planet below.
I'm bringing a bunch of trays. If there's a charcuterie board, I'm bringing that. I'm having a bougie ass trip down to this planet.
I mean, you can. It's not a problem. Your house has that going for it. Well,
Like talking on the way down,
he's
looking
eating
at
olives.
Gwendolyn. I'm like, if this ever does go south, and it could very quickly, we may never return. Who knows when we'll have another chance to partake in a candied date? And I'll offer the tray up.
Sure. I mean, wise words. Go ahead and pick at it. Also, just to enhance the illusion of trying to appear as just this very, still kind of shocked at what happened. Oh, humble, penitent witness to the events. I've also changed my makeup, which normally is much more the classic smoky eye, red lip. Now it's very kind of neutral, only a little bit of a pale pink flush, and then just a little bit of white eyeliner on the bottom, because that makes your eyes look bigger. So I look more like sad Disney princess, and I couldn't possibly do anything wrong. Aesthetic
I really should
to go with
have
the
you
dress.
do my makeup.
I mean, why wait? I'll pull out my makeup bag. I can do a look for you right here.
Yeah, just a little bit more innocent, if you please.
So I'll basically just, again, the trick where you make your eyes bigger, add a little bit of a highlighter and things, and then also the contouring just to make your cheekbones sink in a little bit more. So it's you look bigger eyed, brighter, youthful, but at the same time more
Higher.
stressed and more haggard. So it's oh, this has been so hard.
The poor innocent space gilder.
Wasn't me.
So you guys, you head down. So it's much different than the moon you guys live on. Your moon is beautiful, spacious, open skies, bright light. This is more like a dystopian megacity. They have
like Coruscant.
Yeah, like Coruscant. Yeah, very much like Coruscant. Giant, tall buildings that if you fell, you're dead. Some of them go above the fog clouds. There is a lot of pollution here. It's an industrial planet, and the capital city. So you enter in through one of the largest cities on the surface, and then you must make your way underground to the capital.
Well, we're not getting thrown off any buildings then. If we're
They don't get thrown off any buildings. But when you're here, you see all kinds of people. You could tell they're all from different worlds. All of them wear, like, you see people in Bedouin garb. You see people just in a bunch of different colors from different planets all over the system. You even see people that are clearly from the Empire, the home world of the Emperor. But yeah, so everything is built. It's very grand, and all the buildings are very utility, though. None of them are very beautiful until you go underground to the capital city, where things are kind of more grand, more polished. But you will make your way there by train car, as Kesty did his first trip here. And when you get out, you will be met by the lady of the house and Helena. Oh, good, you made it.
We did. Huzzah!
Well, she'll look at who all's here. Like, okay, good. Everybody came. There was some worry on that matter. This way. She'll lead you guys. She seems to know her way around a bit now. But eventually, you'll go past the great courthouse. I've described it before. It looks like a cross between a bank and a church. It's giant doorways, marble arches. You could tell by some of the design that there's definitely like a chome representative in there. You pass the embassy, where they do a lot of international dealings and that kind of thing. And then finally, you get to a grand house. It's not like yours. It's not the most beautiful. It's very plain, but it's made out of black stone bricks, with not a lot of windows. But you can see a glow coming from within from obvious artificial lighting. Outside, you see many, many guards, all of whom have swords that seem different than yours. They have strange contraptions on the hilt. You can't tell exactly what they do, but you've heard rumors that those swords can slice through anything.
They're Zoro from One Piece.
Yeah, you see a guy, just bunch of swords. But you will be let in. There's like a brief exchange at the gate about who you are, proof, blah, 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 that kind of thing. But it doesn't take long for them to recognize your house and your lords for who they are. You are brought within the halls, and as soon as you're in, the entry is pretty big. It's all black on the interior, too. It arches to a point. There are pillars, and there are some... they're not quite statues. They are... three-dimensional representations of people, yes, but they change constantly. Like 3D picture frames made out of dust. And you can see the entire lineage of House Vernius through these.
Oh, that would weird. That'd make me so uncomfortable. I feel like they're going to come alive and jump on you at any second.
They do look like they could, and if they did, it would be a horrific experience. Because they're made out of sand.
Yeah.
Technology in the hands of the few.
Yeah. Oh, man. You guys have seen stuff since you've been down here that you don't know what it is.
They fancy.
Yeah, it's very...
I don't like sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
I hate that. I hate you.
It's very...
friends.
Yeah, you see several of these, like, podiums with these morphic statues on them. As you make your way in, everything kind of smells like... before it rains, like that ionization in the air.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and every now and again you do see sparks shoot between pylons, and you see people that remind you of your own scholar Meekin running about with their techno wizardry garb, tending to all the various machines. And then you see some things that are questionable in their legality, like robots that are moving about, seemingly on their own, carrying trays of food, but nonetheless, maybe a war crime.
I am going to give eyes to Muhat, who is our computer hacker techno expert guy, and kind of head nudge. Maybe you can find out something more about that.
Careful, Spy Master.
He'll look. He looks like he's in awe of what he's saying.
As Kesty says, I also just kind of like whisper in Spy Master's ear. They're not the only ones in possession of things of questionable legality. Maybe not best to draw attention.
Nothing
Asterisk
wrong with
Ixian probe. Illegal AF.
Not mine. Not mine.
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot, Thomas. You are in possession of an asset that I didn't give you, earlier. You have, I don't know what to call it. You have Ruckter technical data as an asset that you can use.
Oh yeah.
FYI, you can add that to your assets. Yeah.
I shared that data with War Master also. So, however that copy of that works.
Yeah, you can definitely have a copy of it. So, after you go through this atrium, it's not very far to the throne room. You've seen many guards. They're wall to wall. They're in every room. They're watching your every move. And when you go into this throne room, he is on a raised dais with a Game of Thrones-esque throne. It's big, it's black, it's made out of the same stone that everything's made out of. And you'll recognize, you know stuff about your own house, lords. So, Lord Quintus is sitting in the throne next to Lady Cassia. You guys have met the heir Warren, who is also here. And next to them stands their sword master, Appius, who is rumored to be on par with Duncan Idaho himself.
Did you say Cassia was his wife?
Yes.
Like, actually live? Okay.
Yeah, he actually is married.
Yep.
But so they're sitting there as their family. The sword master is up there with them, just standing, looking pissed off. And then just guards all along the side. And
they look as mad as you do, War Master.
They don't look like, he doesn't look pissed or anything. He looks. It's very hard to read his face.
This looks like a grump.
He's sitting there,
what was
kind
the
of.
sword master's name again?
Sword master's name is Appius. Appius.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh, we reconfigured. That's okay. Oh, no. There's Gary. But yeah, so you guys are led into this room. Your guards are allowed in the room, War Master, but they are made to wait by the door. Like, they can't approach.
Yeah.
Same with
surprise assassinations for us.
Yeah, same with Muhat. Pretty much everyone not named in the summons isn't allowed to approach.
Muhat's cool with those guards.
They stay back there with Helena. Helena is also not allowed. They would never let Helena that close to the lords.
Of course.
Muhat's back there, like, trying to talk to the Crimson Guard, and they just don't even respond.
That's exactly right. Yeah, they do.
Are they like the guards at like Buckingham Palace, where they can't react? They're not allowed to ever have any interaction.
It's almost spooky. After interacting with them, you're not sure if they even can.
I think Muhat's like, Sam, hey guys, remember right back there? We were right in the thick of it. All right. On the job, I see. We'll talk about it later.
Here they are. House Masarrah. The Lord will stand up. And this is Lord
super
Quintus.
theatrical fucking deep bow.
I give the
exact same theatrical deep bow.
I give the absolute minimum of a bow that law requires.
What about you, Gwendolyn?
Oh, of course, nice deep bow, because not only does it show like
The teardrop.
But yeah, I was gonna say the teardrop cleavage right
Look
now.
at my boobs.
So.
Yeah, my epaulets sparkle as I do my deep bow. So the deeper you get, the more epaulette you see at the top.
When War Master bows, the Crimson Guard at the back of the room audibly stand to, and you guys can all hear the thunk. Mortimer bows as deeply as he can. It's not that deep. It might even be questionably illegal to not bow deep enough, but people could tell he's just a fatty. It's okay. No one cares. I don't think I would be able to bow very well either. But yes, and then obviously the lady of the house, Evelyn, also bows. Everybody bows. There's no issue there. I had to ask though because I can't force you to. So House Masarrah. It seems just yesterday I placed you on that moon and declared you a minor house under me.
I'm just going to be quiet and let our Lord speak.
Mortimer, yes, my lord, it seems like it was not that long ago at all. What a glorious day. He'll look around like for approval, Mortimer. His wife will put her hand on his arm. Yes, we are most gracious. Lord Quintus, Lady Cassia, for you seeing the potential in our house. And thank you for the invitation to come see the inside of your great throne room. It has been a long time since we have visited. And at that, Cassia, the other lady, sorry, there's a lot of names going on. The lady of House Vernius will agree. Yes, it has been too long, Lady Masarrah. So, it seems, this is Quintus, once again, the Lord of House Vernius, just to make it clear. He's going to sit. But all of you obviously have to remain standing. It has been quite some time. I wasn't sure how trumping up a band of actors was going to play. But so far things have been interesting, to say the least. I am no fan of House Rachis or their subsidiaries, House Ruckter. And he just kind of pauses, like letting it hang. And it seems House Ruckter has been diminished as of late. Gwendolyn, the Lord of a great house addresses you by name.
I don't like it.
I believe he'll look at another person standing off to the side. When you look at them, you can tell that they're a mentat, so you assume that's their advisor. And the mentat will bow. And then the Lord will look back at you. You were there during the Lunar Alignment Festival, I believe.
Yes, my lord, I was. I was in the orchestra.
Please, regale us with the tale of what happened.
God!
I know, right? I'm a dick.
Well, I mean, it would seem the performance was going as planned up until the finale, where it seemed a rather more dramatic finish than might have been intended.
Give me a communication check here.
Okay. Communicate. Which drive? I feel like I'm gonna use truth, which is the thing that, so I swapped basically faith and truth after that whole crisis of faith. I'm like losing confidence in the Benchester thing. So now my new truth statement is denying the truth doesn't change the facts. I mean, I'm technically, so I don't know if that statement applies. I
feel like it could. No, you're good.
The I said I thing where I don't say anything that's untrue, but I maybe also don't say the thing that is true. And I'm just like,
I like it.
So let's drive truth.
Yeah, that'll work.
And it's two. I know I ask this every fucking time. Dude, because I'm not spending momentum.
So you have one momentum in the bank.
I don't want to spend it yet. I feel like there's going to be more important things to spend that on.
I have 10 thread already. Also, I would like to point out that I did count the last session as the end of an adventure, so you guys get your
determination back?
Yeah, you get your determination back.
Okay, then I won't, yeah.
I meant to tell you that at the beginning. But yeah, so if you don't want to spend anything or give me threat, then it is...
Actually...
If you give me one threat, you do get an extra dice.
I already talked, so I guess it's too late. Since Rick, I was going to say, could I try and obtain information from his body language before... Basically, I want to find out, is he trying to get me...
You can try to read him, yes, I will allow that.
So, does he know my involvement? Like, is he actually asking as a witness, like, genuine, like, you were there, what did you see? Or is he like, I know you know something, and he's trying to, like,
go ahead and give me an understand check.
Okay. And then...
And that can be truth or...
I was gonna say, I'm gonna spend momentum for that.
Okay.
Because we have one. So, because then I can use my hyper-awareness trait afterward. So I'm gonna go truth again, because I'm trying to figure out how much of the truth does he know is in that moment. But my understand is not so good, so this is a hard one. But also I'm using a momentum, so 3 dice. And using focus. What's my understand focus? My understand focus, it just says danger sense. I'm trying to remember what that is. Could that apply? Because I'm basically trying to sense how dangerous a situation is.
You are trying. It does apply.
If he catches me in a lie, am I fucked?
Yeah, you're trying to figure out what he wants to hear here.
Yeah, okay.
And you are in theory, you're in a lot of danger, because if you fuck up, things could go bad.
Like, because if he knows I know, and I'm like, I don't know anything, then he's gonna be like, nah, she's gone. Oh, yo! Okay, that seems good. That seems good.
You can bank one of those if you want to.
Yes, absolutely. Put it back.
And so this is you reading him.
Yes, and my hyper-awareness thing says I can ask 2 questions for the point of momentum that I spent.
Okay, what 2 questions would you like to ask?
So again, the question is, how much of my involvement does he know?
He seems to be wise to quite a bit of it.
Yeah, and also his general demeanor, like, so does he look angry at us? Does he seem not happy's too proud, but yeah, or does he seem like good? This plays into my plans. Is he positive or negative about our interaction?
So
what's his emotional state?
I'll give you a couple of bits here, because his demeanor is neutral. He doesn't seem to care one way or the other what happens to you in the next couple of minutes.
Okay.
He does seem kind of amused, and he does seem. He seems like he's trying to decide if you guys have served your usefulness.
Okay.
Or if this was as much as you can achieve, or if he should keep you around. He's trying to decide.
Okay. So
because you guys did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So I amend my answer from before then. Now that I've done that check and I know, maybe I tell him, well, it would seem that our house did what we are good at and put on a performance that will not be forgotten anytime soon, removing a rival and doing some justice to the slight that was done to us on our home turf. I will say it seemed a bit more exciting than maybe was originally planned. Basically what I'm trying to get across is the whole thing with Tolliver and Marcus, planned, legit. That's what we do. Everyone knows what we do. The Warmaster, Swordmaster thing, okay, maybe that wasn't part of the plan. And I'm trying to be like, because I also genuinely didn't know about some of that. I was not privy to that. So, yeah. So I'm telling the truth, basically.
Yeah, give me that communication check that I asked for earlier.
Yeah,
and
earlier.
Because of your because of your groundwork, it will be lower difficulty.
Okay, and I'm not gonna...
you do have a momentum.
The one momentum. I'll use it again, because I used momentum last time. I was able to put it back, and if he's deciding our usefulness, so I'll use that momentum again to get another
this could be a potentially very, very important role here.
Okay, here we go. My focus for this guy.
Before you pull the trigger there.
My focus is violin, so no, it's not applicable.
Before you pull that trigger, is there any trait you think helps you here that you have?
The naive trait, because my outwardly seeming appearance to those who don't know, basically like how embedded I am, is this naive musician who's just like thrilled to be looked at by men of power, right? But I feel like he's too savvy for that. He knows. If I'm here,
So
I
if
don't
he
think that's
invited
gonna
you to
work.
this audience, yep.
Then maybe the other trait could just be the fact that I'm a Bene Gesserit trained. So then he like there's still some level of like basically it's like we know that you're a perceptive and intelligent and like an individual with talents. And so if that would sway his opinion at all.
I don't think so.
All right, then no.
Ooh,
And I'm
worries
not
me.
I'm not using my focus because my focus for communicate is my violin. I'm not using that right now. Boom!
Nice.
Boom, boom, boom. 3 success.
So,
Hell yeah.
I will bank whatever of those I do not need.
yeah, because you lowered the difficulty, I will say that you can bank one.
That was a diff 3 roll. That's not good news at all.
So,
now? But
you see him kind of lean back a little more relaxed. And he smiles. How interesting. Much happened in the past few weeks between our houses. Rachis is angry, but they are always angry with us. And House Ruckter seems to have been thoroughly thrashed. War Master.
I step forward.
Was there anything left behind? He says, like, it's a question, but it's also a complete accusation.
No, not even a spill of blood.
Well, that seems unlikely.
It is possible. He did clean up, which is, I was gonna fuck him for leaving the body, but he did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me the same, communicate truth. This one's not as difficult. She kind of already took care of, like, the ground level. He's not angry right now.
Sitting there batting her eyelashes.
Yeah,
Now it seems almost like he's just doing this for show. Like, I need to look like I'm, in charge of my underlings and, like, naughty, bad, scold. When he's like, yes, do it again.
One success.
Yeah, so well, that is good to hear. War Master. He does not say your name. You get a sense that even though he's fine with what happened, he's annoyed. On some level. That there was this act of war underneath his nose. But you guys did go through the proper legal channels. Can't fault you. Well then. What is all of this that happened with Black Moon? The mine is what he's asking about.
Black Moon, the operation was crippled. This put the house at a point of contention and standstill. When their swordmaster returned home, we struck. You see, their swordmaster had a personal quarrel with me. So I hired out an assassination. Their war master had to be dispatched. With new leadership in place, you can never let a child run amok. With a war master of that caliber, and a child behind the reins, they could have been very dangerous.
That's a prudent strike, War Master. I was gonna make you roll, but because you gave away a lot of details that I wasn't expecting you to be forthcoming with, I'll let you. Definitely were truthful, and I'll say that, like, he can feel that, like, he believes you. Because why would you lie and say what you said? But yeah, he looks at the Mentat, and she will approach. She stands before you, and all of a sudden, from the ground, sand comes up, and it forms into a moon shape. You guys will eventually recognize it as the Black Moon. Yes, and this is a Mentat speaking. You'll see every now and again her eyes, like, go back in her head as she's, like, recalling information. But she will quickly give a bunch of stats about the output of this moon, about the rare elemental metal that is found on it, and how you guys crippled It seems like they already know a lot about it. And then she'll come to, yes, This operation seems to be at a complete standstill. Very good, the Lord will say.
If that's all, I'll bow and step back.
I smile at that.
Kesty, York.
Your turn.
On
My lord.
to the Spacing Guild.
Should have gone to the bathroom before we started. I didn't know I was going to be last.
I hand you an empty Gatorade bottle.
Ow!
It's part of the show. Don't worry about it.
Can you, we need you to secure rights to this moon.
He's like halfway done with it on the ride over here.
He's not, he's also not asking, he is telling you to do it.
Yeah.
Just hand him that cube you made with all that information. Bloop. Bitch.
My lord is wise. It shall be done.
You see him look at the Mentat again and nod. And then the moon will disappear from in front of you. It was pretty cool. It was like this big whole thing. It was interactive.
Kessie turns back around. My eyes are going.
And yes. Well, during this assault, was any information or intelligence gathered? He'll say that to everyone and wait.
I'll step forward.
Okay.
I'll step back on that. Ooh, I don't want that on my name.
I'll approach. I'll just approach and reach into my coat nice and calmly and pull out.
You hear a blade be drawn.
Nice
halfway.
and calm. It is very clear that I am not doing shit.
It's not drawn all the way, but you did
Yeah, I understand.
spark a nerve. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on with intent. I'm gonna pull it back and then pull this data deck out that I have wrapped up in my pocket, I guess, however I've got it, and then undo this sort of neckerchief and hand him the drive.
He'll look to someone near him, and they will take the drive from you.
I probably would know the protocol to hand it to the person and not directly to him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Question.
Yeah. Yes.
So you said their swords all have some funky shit around the hilts, fancy tech stuff. When Kesty and I met with Tolliver, in my notes, all I wrote is, Tolliver has a real funky sword. Something seems off about it. Does his sword look similar to the swords of Vernius?
It does look similar. Okay, you don't know enough about it to be able to tell necessarily more.
I will come forward then and say, if I may, Lord Quintus, this is rather above my base of knowledge, but I did notice during the performance when Tolliver was on stage, he seemed to carry a weapon, a blade, that seemed very similar to those your guards possess. If that is proprietary technology, then perhaps you might want to, that might be something of concern, but I'm no weapon expert. I can't say for sure.
You'll hear
if it was the same.
You'll hear a few people chuckle, including the Lord, at this. Yes, House Richeese has always been a poor imitation of House Vernius' technology. And like seriously, so the whole thing between the two houses, House Richeese is like House Vernius spread this information throughout the entire system. It was a propaganda campaign that Richeese does what House Vernius does worse. Period. And like so they're viewed as having the inferior versions of everything of House Vernius.
They're like crazy art crayons.
Yeah, they're the generic.
They're the generic.
Yeah, House Richeese is generic.
Did his sword actually look just then like sure? Or I guess I wouldn't. You can't tell me that. I was gonna say because I guess this works for me coming off as I'm just some like dumb girl musician blah blah blah. So I wouldn't know, but I don't know. Maybe on the off chance there's a spy or a mole and someone's been trading their actual secrets like they should know.
So one of you, I'll say Spymaster. Spymaster, you notice the Mentat be handed this drive. And you notice she does something peculiar with it. She sticks it.
Off of the truck.
It.
She sticks it in her neck.
I was close. I was joking.
That was close. You were just the teeth away.
What did you say?
I said she eats it as a joke.
Close, yeah. No, she sticks it in her neck. She has a port in her neck. You see her
eating it
eyes.
wrong?
You see her eyes go.
You're eating it wrong.
Her eyes just kind of freak out. And then she looks back at the Lord, and she nods, which is very cryptic.
They have some wine here.
No, they have offered you nothing.
No, I wasn't looking for an offer. Is there any laying out?
No, there's literally nothing in this room. It's really weird. There's like no tables. I don't know. You're very uncomfortable.
Plain black brick. Poor attitude,
Yes.
No refreshments. You know, it really makes me thankful for the house that we're in. I'm not saying that loud to the king, just kind of muttering.
I'll say Mortimer chuckles and then remembers himself when his wife elbows him.
I kind of clear my throat audibly next to you guys.
They'll look at Kesty with a bit of ire. They'll be like, what's he doing? But then that's it. Yeah. She just nods at the Lord. Very good. It seems we made the right choice in making you a minor house. You are dismissed. Please enjoy the comfort of our halls before you leave.
I'm gonna lean into Cassie. I feel like that could have been done on a phone call.
The Mentat needed to hear us. We're on record now officially.
Yeah.
Plus actions and body language speaks louder than words ever could. I'm sure they wanted that extra layer of information.
I'll say actions definitely speak louder. Not one single fucking refreshment.
While you're having this conversation, you guys will hear Helena speak for like the first time ever. If they were mad with us, they couldn't kill us through the phone, she'll say.
I nod at that.
But they weren't. But they weren't mad at us.
I don't think they knew that yet.
Well, that doesn't show a very high level of competence now, does it?
You do see a lot of the guards relax at a certain point during the meeting along the sides of the walls. It did appear that they might have been ready to kill you.
Shit.
Yeah, well, they would have had to deal
Remember,
with the crimson
Spymaster.
job.
Remember, Spymaster, me and you were only recently employed, so our talents were not at ready use until very recently. We have proven
lucky.
our worth to guild and house alike.
Lucky for them, they hired up. What was your previous spy master like? Was he just a total piece of shit?
Might not have had one.
Would I know the answer to that? How long have I been hanging around?
No, he's the first spy master.
Oh.
Yeah. Small houses don't get spy masters.
I was
They're
gonna
not
say.
important enough.
You're welcome.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, your house started almost like a traveling band of performers with like you didn't have a war master, you didn't have anything.
10 years ago, we were fucking juggling.
I was in charge of shit. I ran shit. I was the strong man before the Crimson God showed
You were
up.
just the bouncer. You were just the bouncer at shows.
You see this mustache? You see this bald head? This striped onesie? I earned this.
Love it.
The scars not even from battle, it's just from a really bad trick.
Fun fact, Mortimer
Sorry, I was
can
juggling.
juggle.
Like chainsaws and
Fire
stuff on his head.
Mortimer does know how to juggle. All of you know
Episode
this.
10, chainsaw juggling.
But yeah, so you were led
Still have.
to a dining hall by an attendant. The attendant is completely no hair anywhere, like no eyebrows, like alopecia, bald, like completely no hair. And they are in a robe. You can't see their hands. Their hands are together in the robe. And they'll bow to you. And they have tattoos on their face.
Well, take notes. Frightening. Use them in future performances. Refreshments, please.
They kind of glide away and like lead you to this dining hall. All very just the same plain stone. On your way to the hall, you actually do see your first like artwork, but they are paintings of people. And then you are fed at the dining hall, and you guys kind of it's not bad. You guys are kind of spoiled, but it's not bad. It's doable.
It's serviceable.
It is serviceable.
This is peasant food.
No, it's better than peasant food, but
I was gonna say, it's like, I'm
No.
sure some peasants would disagree with you.
Which ones? How much could a banana cost? $100?
Okay, Bill Gates.
No, it's a fucking Arrested
30.
Development reference.
Oh, I didn't realize.
I suppose we'll put down this swill. Are we planning on staying long, or can we go return? I do have other things that need to be taken
I
care of.
believe we need to stay long enough to show respect and appreciation for the hospitality. but
Mortimer looks
not a moment
very
more.
bored as well.
Like, as you say that, like I'm gonna act like I'm really enjoying it. Look at the fucking guy helping us.
Spymaster, you may wish to touch elbows with your counterpart here. There are resources that our liege has that outstrips us by a lot. Any lever
can
or
we do
advantage
that?
they can lend us.
Are we doing that? I thought we were just being escorted to the hall.
You are
We
in
can
the
certainly
hall.
ask her a meeting.
If I can go wander around and talk to their spy master, for sure.
No one has said you can't, but you're not sure if it would be okay.
The proper protocol would be
ask-
to request permission to do
Yeah,
so.
I'll ask that guy at the table staring at us with his creepy hairless.
He is
face.
very creepy. Yes. What do you ask him?
Sorry, you're just putting me off my appetite a bit. Do you have a spy master here, as well? And if so, can I have a meeting with him while we're here? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
They will bow and then leave.
You know, what is that servant's name we have back at the station? He's always fucking things up.
You'll have to narrow it down for me.
Peter? Is it Peter?
Oh man, I always forget his name.
I believe it's Peter. This horrifying, floating, tattooed-faced man really makes me long for Peter. Pedro.
You'll notice that
Justin.
the attendant has stopped at the door and is looking at you.
I'll be off. I'll pour myself a glass of something and head on that way.
They will lead you through the halls. So you're actually going to wind up going down some stairs.
I'm gonna motion at Muhat to come with me.
Muhat will follow you. And the attendant will stop and look at both of you for like a second too long. And then they will continue. And they'll go down this winding staircase. There is light, but the stone absorbs it. And so it's just this dank entry into hell. Like, it's not great. And eventually, when you get towards the bottom, you do hear screaming. So that's fun.
Oh, good.
But can I replace, before we get too far in this, can I see if Gwendolyn wants to go with me instead of Muhat?
You can.
Uh,
Do you want to go, Gwendolyn?
I'd like some company, and your wiles seem to have worked on
where are we
the
going?
Lord here.
Being the
Who
spy
knows? On an adventure.
I'm scared.
If you prefer, you can stay here, and I'll take Muhat instead.
No, I'll go.
If
Alright.
if
Knowledge
the two
is
of you
knowledge is power, and more information always better, even
If-
if it's not information you want.
if the two of you are leaving, may I finish your meals?
Of course.
Please, God, yes. Actually, don't finish it. Just throw it out. Give it to your dear when we get back to the moon and have some real food.
I ravenously start eating the second
Nom,
bowl
nom, nom,
of
nom, nom.
whatever this oatmeal-looking slop is.
Oh,
It's
in
not.
my head, it's like prime rib and roasted stuff, but I'm just shitting all over it.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
still
slop.
okay.
It is decent
Yeah, no,
food.
it's
It seems
good.
to be some sort of synthetic meat, though.
It's fucking Arby's.
Ooh, I do like Arby's.
Compared to what you guys normally eat, it is trash. But
it's bologna sandwich.
it's fine. It's not bad food. But yeah, so you and Gwendolyn are led
Boy.
beneath the palace of House of Vernius into the legendary skunk works of the House of Ix.
Excuse me?
Skunkworks. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a industrial nightmare situation. Skunkworks. Yeah.
Who's escorting us from their house again? Was it their spy master?
It is the bald. It's hard to tell boy or girl, and it's hard to tell age. They seem very young.
But
and
is
they
it their spy master?
No, this is a completely
no.
hairless person with tattoos.
Following Uncle Fester with face tattoos.
Kind of. Their skin's very smooth. It is off-putting. They're an off-putting person.
They use lots of cream.
They have no emotion, and they have not spoken a word to you. But yeah, so they lead
You are going to have to turn me on to your moisturizer, my man.
No response. Not even like a flinch, nothing. They just continue down below, and you do eventually start hearing some screams. And eventually you come out to a...
Can't say this is surprising. I kind of run the same thing.
A dungeony kind of...
Ooh, not like this.
Area. It smells. It has a coppery tang in the air of blood mixed with like rotting flesh, and that same like atmospheric electrical smell mixed with like.
As we get down here, I'm just saying to Tristan, you sure know how to treat a lady? I guess. Like my nose. I'm just like,
well,
it's not.
You know, I just hope this makes you appreciate how I do things back on our home.
Well, I can definitely say it makes me eager to get back there. That's for sure.
Yeah, indeed, he may not be as gentle as I am. Hopefully, your feminine wares are enough to put him off his center.
So you are led past. Eventually,
all this, so this could be like a woman who has no interest at all, or a man who has no interest at all.
Eventually, the walls disappear on both sides, and you're on a metal catwalk, and you're overlooking a huge. It's like in the Matrix, where all those bodies are like in tubes. You don't see any bodies in tubes, but it's like that scale. Like it's huge. It's huge. Like if you fell off this catwalk, you're dead. Like no question about it. Don't fall off, please. And you hear screaming like from like 5 feet away. You see them doing something to a person.
God, we get it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
A little ostentatious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's kind of like a supervillain's lair almost. But you are led across this bridge of nightmares.
Name of the episode, right there.
And you do,
the name of my autobiography.
Even though you're not tech savvy, Spy Master, you do recognize that they are doing some interesting stuff down here, and some of it's definitely illegal, like 100%.
I am going to reach into my coat pocket and pull out my glasses and take a little look and set it and take some pictures to fucking show Muhat later. Bloop, bloop.
You see all kinds of stuff. You eventually pass some guards that seem to be in some kind of suit, some kind of mechanized suit.
Hazmat suit.
They look like Iron Men, but they not quite as advanced as that. But they look like they're wearing mechanized suits of armor, and their heads are encased in like a dome. And it's hard to see their faces.
Well, seems like that's something that like the War Master might like to see.
Eventually, as you're doing that, one of them suddenly looks at you.
You pissed him off.
And then they watch you as you walk by, like in unison. It's creepy. And then
you're really selling the creep vibe of this place.
The boy stops at a doorway and just stands there, like letting you pass.
Use your words or hands or something. My God, just standing there like a fucking post.
As far as you know, they cannot speak and they don't have hands, but they might. You don't know. You haven't seen either, so.
I'll say, perhaps that's intentional. Good Spy Master, one who cannot speak either with the hands or mouth is one that can keep all your secrets.
No, I think he's just a freak.
I mean, we're in a room full of torture and illegal shit. I'm getting the vibe. He comes down here. It's like everyone who comes down here, they don't. You can't tell anyone. We cut out your tongue. We cut your hands. No sign language. No verbal. No nothing. That's what I'm getting.
Oh, well, they wouldn't have had me down here if they didn't think that I wouldn't talk anyway. They just would have refused the invitation. As for you, too.
True.
Where you're not coming out.
Yeah, or we're never leaving. We're living it out.
say that and I, like, offer you some of that fucking wine that I'm pouring.
You drag me down here with you. Oh, God. Well, if he's not going to go in, I'll go in first.
Go into the door.
Waiting for us.
Very well.
Open. So you go in.
Oh dear.
So there's no door. It's open. It's just like a gap in the stone. And as you enter it, you do hear it slide closed.
Yeah, here we go. And death awaits.
And you hear like a muffled and around the corner. There is a man. He's wearing a kind of like that Russian style, like white coat with like the side buttons, like the 2 sets of buttons. His sleeves are rolled up.
First thing that popped in my head when you said Russian style was a tracksuit.
He's wearing like that Russian coat with the 2 layers of buttons. Sleeves rolled up, hair very neat, and a pair of kind of small spectacles. And his hands are up to the elbows, just blood.
Oh, good.
Like,
good evening.
He'll put up a finger. Like this. And then you'll see him reach...
Fine, I'll just drink while he's doing that.
You'll hear him reach inside of a person. There's a person there, you notice. And they'll start...
Is the person enjoying it?
No.
Oh.
Okay. I didn't know what I walked into.
You never know. It could just be the world's weirdest sex dungeon for all we know.
It could be. You never know in Dune. People do weird stuff. And as this, when the person starts shooting, you can hear the man in the coat go, and then he'll turn. Yes.
Oh, God.
Hello.
Good evening. My name is Tristan Kane. I'm a visiting spy master from an allied planet of yours. And
yes.
I was just hoping to pick your brain about
Kane of House Masarrah.
Yes, and your name?
He'll start to... So he's going to name your parents, your homeworld.
Oh, good.
And then he's going to name how, like, who introduced you to House Masarrah. All very private information. Yes, I am Oren of House Bernius. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
That was an impressive display of background research you have on someone who works for you. It's almost as if you would have had the HR department look into it. Do you have to have the mile-long entrance through the sex dungeon in order to have spy master skills like that, or is there an easier way to divulge that type of information to me?
It was the only space they had available.
Like, look around, I'm like, maybe ask for a new office.
It's
like if you have a corner office and they move you to the basement. That's not fair.
I love the acoustics. He'll say as he reaches inside this person. So while this person is screaming, they're gagged.
I'm gonna introduce Gwen as when he reaches in a second time.
That is where.
Here is my friend Gwen.
That is where we're gonna take our 5-minute break.
Yeah, it is.
So thank you so much for watching. This is House Masarrah, Dune, Adventures in the Imperium by Modifius Entertainment. I am the Game Master, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Fresh Out the Box Plays Dune by Modifius Entertainment. I am still the Game Master, Johannanon.
I'm Casualty CDG, but you can call me Gary. I'm a retired child crimes and human trafficking detective turned tabletop titan and improv comedian. Tonight, I'll be playing the part of General Ezek Malakar, the treacherous Master General of House Masarrah.
And I am temporarily, or possibly forever, 80 Springer, also known as Corbinian. I am a tabletop role-playing game and variety video game Twitch streamer who is having the honor of playing the fair-minded Kesty York, the House Envoy of House Masarrah, and a representative of the Spacer Guild, or Space Guild. I can never say it right.
And I'm Laura K483, also a variety streamer, cast member on the Twitch channel Dungeon Select for a recurring D&D campaign. And in this game, I am playing Gwendolyn, who is the consort to the ruler of our house.
Howdy, y'all. Thomas Avenger down here in Houston, Texas. Voice actor, artist, father, teacher, and player of Tristan Kane. The house's spy master, as it were, who's in a bit of a sticky situation in a creepy place. Why don't you tell us about it, John?
Yeah, so as you are introducing Gwendolyn, another scream comes from this captive of the spy master, Orin. And he closes his eyes and he listens, showing off the acoustics of this room. They're pretty good. Not gonna lie, there's not bad acoustics. It's just, not your kind of music.
Not exactly what I would have done with it. Maybe some sound dampening to sort of muffle it and keep the sound inside.
You'll notice there's someone else in this room standing in the corner.
Of course there is.
In the shadows. Their eyes have a strange glow.
Orin, who is in the corner?
It's some guy. He's like, oh, don't mind him. What?
Okay.
Can I do for you? He's very dismissive about it. What can I do for you?
I need your help pulling strings, and rather than go around and hippity-hop to all the different departments. I imagine you've got your hand in the pot of quite a few. So, Black Moon. We fucked it all up. It doesn't work anymore. We're putting a piece together to make us the mediators and harvesters of this planet for a while, and I need you to make that happen physically. We'll handle all the legwork on the bookend and conversations that need to be had, but tools, security detail to watch our men, a couple additional ships for processing workers, that sort of thing. Transportation will take care of the rest. Oh, I'm sorry, Gwendolyn, I drone on sometimes.
You might maybe need to be asking more if we can be ensured we're still a part of that situation. I got the sense from what was asked of Mr. York that they're okay with our actions, but they're going to take the moon for themselves.
Oh, yes.
Vernius. I didn't get the sense that we're actually to be involved anymore.
Oh, no, I thought that was quite clear. He was telling Kesty to do it. That's a green light on our plan still. So it allows us months at least of manipulation on the house that we just toppled, thinking that they have income and resources and we could pull it away for the entire time, weakening them day by day, and they would have no idea. You know, cards close to the chest.
I guess it's all a matter of the paperwork, because if he was asked to secure legal rights, I guess they never specified for whom.
Oh, don't worry. I have a contact where I can make sure those papers
Excellent.
find their way to our place.
Well then, pardon me, I'll just let the grown-ups do the talking then. My apologies.
While you're doing this, the tied-up person is grunting and trying to plead with the two of you as best they can while gagged.
Oh, sorry, don't bring me into this, chap. I wasn't here or there, so that's on you. Orin,
Yes.
tell me about yourself. This seems all very extravagant.
I feel you know what you need to know.
Well, that's not very fun, is it?
It's not.
All right, well, is there anything else I can do for you, Orin?
I'll be in touch if I need anything of your esteemed house, he'll say.
Anytime. Can you open the crazy rock wall and let us out?
He'll nod to the shadows, and that
Oh, right.
person with the strange glowing eyes will go and press something.
Orin, I would say it was a pleasure and delightful, but this was horrifying, and we didn't get to speak very much, but it was interesting, and I'm glad we made the connection. Goodbye, my orange-eyed freak. Gwendolyn, let's get the fuck out of here.
There does seem to be something up with the guy. The guy, now that he's out of the shadows, he's wearing a very plain kind of armor, and he has a sword on his hip. And his eyes, there's just something about it that makes you uncomfortable. They are robotic. The eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna like make it look like I'm like squinting my glasses at him, like walking my. We can figure that out later.
But yeah.
All right. And then we're going to leave through the Matrix tunnels and everything else to get back up to this shitty dining hall.
It's actually just one door away. You just went the wrong way.
Took us like to the east end to walk us down underneath.
As we're leaving, it's like, remind me next time I receive an invitation from you to let me choose the venue.
Yes, I wish you had fucking chosen it this time.
As you
Makes two of
leave,
us.
you hear the
Wait,
screaming.
did I
resume.
take that the right way? The next time I'm going to give you an invitation. You're choosing the venue.
Yes?
Oh, well then, you're invited currently. Where are we going?
Well, I can hardly choose a venue in a place I don't know.
Rain check for when we get back home then.
The person that led you down here leads you back up.
Hey, Oscar, how's your day been?
You talking to the person?
Yeah.
They do not respond.
Do you know any good songs?
Just no.
And I'm just going to continue that.
You're
If
not
I was
even.
in- if I was in a less restricting outfit, I'd be tempted to just flash them and see if anything even happens. That usually gets a reaction out of everyone.
Their head just explodes. They start dumping gallons of blood.
incredibly restricted outfit. I can do nothing of the sort.
Chastity bomb.
It's like a Sanji from One Piece section, just blood everywhere.
If you're happy and you know it, glide across the ground silently.
He does continue to do so. But yeah, so you do go up the stairs while harassing this person.
God.
If it's your birthday and you know it, slide across the. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Somebody get this thing a cupcake.
I'm gonna pull out, like, once we get back to it, I'm gonna try to tip him. Thank you, that was excellent service, and just hold that dollar and like, see what happens.
They bow and leave.
I'm gonna tuck it in his shirt if I can.
They do not do anything.
But they got the dollar. They kept
That dollar. It's your birthday.
They have they are now in possession of $1 from the
Whatever the
1990s Earth with George Washington on it.
Well,
That's
nothing
worth
but
a
it
lot.
worth millions.
Some piece of trash I found. Well, their spy master is Kessie and War Master still here. Kessie
Yeah,
and
everybody's
Melkar?
still there.
No, we got assassinated while you were gone.
I just didn't know. I didn't want to continue if they were doing their own thing. And but if they're still there, I'll plop down like, well, that was interesting and enlightening and has shown me that I am doing a phenomenal job.
I'm surprised that either of you came back. Rumor has it only 2 people have ever escaped Orin's dungeon, and they begged to go back in.
Well, maybe that's Orin and his orange-eyed freak show down there. Well, it could have been Oscar. He was kind of keen on going in that place.
You see Helena like looking at you guys funny, which is out of character for her.
Helena, don't be a stranger. Come on in.
I was just seeing if you still had all your pieces.
Well,
Hold on.
you can't see everything.
Good.
She'll smirk, which is a lot for her.
That's very naughty, Helena.
But she'll go and resume her
Actually,
duties.
is there any blood on my dress? This is very hard to dry clean. I'm trying.
I'll give you like a good check
There
over,
is-
pat down.
There is not. You're okay.
Oh, thank God.
But yeah, so did you guys want to accomplish anything else while you're in the capital of your major house?
Can I get some subsidized therapy, please?
I'll let Kestie know the full end that conversation that I had with that guy also, and what Orin's gonna go do for us.
So,
I had a talk with Orin. Hell of a spy master, an awful human being. But let him know what pieces we need lay in motion. I let him know we take care of the other half, so we should be good to go there as far as the Black Moon situation goes.
what pieces are they moving, and what twins are we moving?
We're doing all the fancy talking, and they're doing all the footwork. They're bringing in supplies, equipment, people who can do the manufacturing from neighboring allies of ours.
We're legal their labor.
All right. Which
Yes.
what we will probably need to, I can drop the paperwork, but and get it official on this end. His lordship, I look around the walls with for a moment, highlighting that I'm watching my words carefully. Our lordship, in his infinite wisdom, has tasked us with a mighty assignment that will require the machinations both at home and abroad. So we will need to, if we wish to secure this in a fashion that we gathered here can agree upon, we will need to... I'm going to speak in innuendo here because I am trying to tell these guys something without giving away to any eyes and ears in the room.
Okay.
Digital or otherwise.
Thieves can't.
Yeah. In code, I'm trying to say that we need to arrange it with the other heir and make him okay with this, because we can drop the papers and say, this is ours. It's like, yeah, but he still has the deed, and I need him to give me that. So I need to talk to him at some point and go, hey, remember how we killed all your dudes and we said we wouldn't screw with you again? So, funny story, you know?
Oliver. Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
I need to talk to him and get him to sign on this. Otherwise, we have to take it. So... But I also think that this is really difficult. They put a lot of they may be helping us on the with the manpower, but legally speaking, we're in a difficult spot right now. He put us in a really bad spot that I couldn't say no to at the time.
I'll take care of the signatures.
Okay. So if you guys are done in this particular area, you guys can move on. You guys exit the house. As you exit the house...
Do they have any sort of guards we could see the red guard beat the shit out of?
Their guards seem pretty decent. And
they all have the crazy swords.
Yeah, they all have those weird swords.
Well, I kind of want to see them in action.
I mean...
They have a...
You can.
Go for it. You attack them.
Oh no, I'm not at all to attack. You fancy sharing your sword? Never quite seen a hilt like that. Just whichever random closest guard. Show me how it works, or whip it out, as it were. Yeah.
They'll kind of stare daggers at you.
Oh, okay. I just want you to remember this was your first choice. Then I'll go tell the War Master. These guys, come on.
Honorable Guard, may I ask you of something?
What is it?
Would it be possible for a liege War Master or any of his ilk to requisition the honored armaments that you have been bestowed?
You would have to take that up with our War Master.
Has he seen fit to do such a thing in the past? Our house has recently risen, so I'm not sure if it is something that is bestowed beyond your household.
I do not know.
Thank you very much, Honorable Guard. Have a good day.
He'll do a half bow. You can try to get some better technology for your guardsmen if you want to. This is the place to do it. Best technology in the galaxy right here.
War Master, if you like, I could draw up requisition papers. You are the War Master of our house. Technically speaking, he's the War Master of you and all our allied houses. But I would hesitate to requisition a thing you do not want to have. Yes, you may have a certain way of doing things.
I would hate to requisition something now before we need it later. However, I'd keep that in mind.
I'll nod and I'll leave it there.
Are there any techno what's-its that could benefit me in any way?
Possibly. Was there anything the Spy Master you met had that you want? Because he's the one you have to talk to. Because every as you know, all of us have our toys, and our superiors have their toys.
His toys are not something I'm interested in today.
I mean, if you wish to requisition that horror show down there, that is on your soul, friend.
Perhaps this evening, but not today. No, I just, what sort of... Do they have any sort of cool extra stuff that we're not privy to, that now that we're here, we can be like, yeah, same team, hook it up?
I mean, you could try. Yeah, you could try to get something. They definitely have stuff. All kinds of stuff.
What are you hoping to improve? Your ability to listen in, the ability to stab, the ability to defend, or just information? Because if there's any technological achievement, Ix is the height of human achievement and beyond.
I'll just take a look around and see what strikes my fancy.
When you see something that strikes your fancy, Spy Master, I will attempt my best to draw up the appropriate paperwork.
And then I'm gonna go look around for wherever the stuff is here.
The stuff is in the dungeon.
Oh.
That's where the stuff was. You saw all kinds of stuff down there.
Well, never mind.
I mean,
go back to the dungeon.
Those are their labs. You saw all kinds of weird things.
Oh, that's right. I did. I took a bunch of pictures of all that stuff on the way in.
Yeah.
Got it.
So as you guys are out and about, on your way through the house, you'll notice that Spymaster Orin is back up topside. And you see him talking to Felgen Daywin, who is the heir of House Daywin, and a science-looking type that you don't recognize. They are from the your rival house that is also a part of Vernius. You see them talking together. That's about it.
So they're like our personal rivals, but on paper we're allies because we both work for the same.
They work for the same house, but they don't like you.
But we don't like them. Yeah.
No, that's not a particularly good sign. Orin came out of the depths to talk to these assholes.
Yes. They begin.
Give us the time of day. No, that's not a good look at all.
They had a meeting planned.
Are these the guys that I am aware of when they're planning an attack?
I think that was House Ruckter.
Okay.
Which we've now fucked.
No.
Let me remove that. So that's not
Master Violinist, could you just, as we're passing by, not to be rude to them, of course, but if you could discern any information between the lines, as it were, I would, and I believe our Spy Master would greatly appreciate any insight on behalf of the house.
Of Orin and the Daywin person? All right,
I'm hinting that I kind of know that you have hyper awareness, but I'm trying not to say it out loud.
Then sure, I will. First, this says during a conflict. I guess this isn't during a conflict. I was gonna try and use my subtle step ability to get real close to them. All right, so then basically I want to do a move test using my subtle step to see if I can get close enough to listen in without them noticing at all. So I don't even have to play off like I'm just passing by. Like I want to see if I can do it without even being seen.
Sure.
With my subtle step. And the way it works is when I do a move test to sneak or move subtly during a conflict, the first extra dice I purchase is free. So basically I can roll and get a free third dice.
Yeah, go ahead. Make this move check. Try to get close without anyone noticing. Using your Bene Gesserit training.
Yes. Move. And I guess in this case it's for truth as a drive because I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. I get 3 dice because of my subtle step. And my focus is my body control. Which I say I'm because basically it's like I'm gonna make my breathing incredibly quiet. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure my steps, hence I mean subtle step, but also like everything super light, was use my body control just to make me as silent and light-footed as possible.
Absolutely.
Yes. Nice. Submit. Yikes. Even with all that shit. God. I mean, I guess the worst is, unless it was her, is they see me walking over, and then now I just have to try and pass off that.
Can you spend a determination and re-roll all those?
I could, but that seems like such a side
thing
to use my determination.
You don't go unnoticed, but you go unassumingly. Like they don't really you're not invisible or anything, but they don't really take heed of you.
Okay, then because I know that I've been clocked then, what I'll do is I'll make it like a quick walk by, whereas if I hadn't been clocked, I would maybe like stayed and like actually like listen. So in my walk by with my hyper awareness, I'm gonna try and see then what I can get.
Okay.
To use my hyper awareness though, I do have to spend a momentum. So I'm gonna have to do that.
Yep.
And would this be I'm trying to learn understand?
It could be understand, yeah. That's fine.
I mean, I don't want it to be, but that's the one that's fist and
arguably, you might be able to push discipline by reading their body language through your Bene Gesserit ways. You notice little ticks, little twitches, micro gestures that give away information that they don't know they're giving away.
I guess because I have to go more on body language than on words because I'm making it a quick.
You could also do communicate.
Oh, that's true.
If you'll allow me to use discipline, I'd rather use that. But
I mean, so you are relying on your Bene Gesserit training, so yeah. You're focusing. You're trying to remove extraneous distraction and
Okay.
just trying to.
Discipline, truth, 3 dice because I'm spending a momentum.
This is why beta
And
judges are
with my
scared.
hyper awareness. I'm not using my focus because my focus is infiltration. I'm not trying to infiltrate anyone right now or anything or any place. Anyone was probably the wrong choice of word.
Oh, we're infiltrating people.
That's much better.
There you
that
go.
went much better.
Yeah, you can bank 2 of those.
I would like to do so and put back the momentum that I spent.
So you hear stuff. You can kind of read lips. You can kind of see body language. Your pupils dilate, and you just absorb the scene. Everything kind of is slow motion. You hear a couple things. The first being, it'll be the perfect time to test. The whole place will be a war zone.
Okay.
Yes, and then we can retrieve without much incident.
1 second. I'm writing as fast as I can. Whole place will be. That's not a W. A war zone. And they said a chance to retrieve something.
Yes.
Chance to retrieve. That's not even how you spell retrieve. Fuck me, I've just forgotten English while I try and write really fast. Whatever. Okay. Cool.
Spread it in German. It's fine.
And then the real worrying part will be it'll be a shame to lose such a valuable ally.
Oh no. Okay. I'll go back and actually, so as I go back, when I reconvene with our friends here, with the group, I'll say, "Oh, seems like we have a lot to chat about on the ride back to Ivix." I'm not saying a word of it here.
Yep. I just nod at that. You know.
Anything else
Walls have
before,
literal eyes and ears.
anything up before you give up access to the house?
I will leave a message to one of the staff to request the envoy of the house to contact me at their nearest convenience. So I'm basically trying to become a pen pal with them so I can talk with them later.
Gotcha. That's fair. But yeah, so you guys eventually wind up leaving here. As you're going, the heir of Felgen will give your house a procession, an exaggerated bow. It is too deep, and you can't get mad at it publicly, but it's definitely meant to be kind of a dick move.
Mocking.
So
Yeah. Felgen of House Daywin, mocks you slightly. So, Mortimer just nods at him, like he doesn't really care. But yes, so you guys all head on back. Eventually, Helena and the lady of the house, Evelyn, will part ways and be like, "This is us.
okay.
Good to see you."
So we're not on the ship back. We're still on Ix. We're just like leaving their house. Okay.
And she'll kiss her husband goodbye, and say some stuff to him, and then you guys will leave.
All right.
Your journey back uneventful. It's you guys see all
on
the
the
same
journey
sights.
back, I want to tell them about it because I feel like that's even safer than because even on Ivix there could be planted spies that our spy master has yet to find just because we've been busy doing other shit. Shuttle seems to be less people, less around. So
Well, plus it's our shuttle.
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell those on the shuttle what I heard. So it seems like they are planning to test something. The whole place will be a war zone. Whether they're referring to Black Moon, because transition of power usually messy. Maybe they're referring to warehouse Ruckter controls, because again, transition of power. They see a chance to retrieve something. But the most concerning was the line, "It will be a shame to lose such a valuable ally." And I can only think that means us.
Well, they have more than just this handful of allies. I do think it points directly at the Black Moon, but as long as none of us are directly involved with that, then we may not be the casualty they're talking about. I doubt they're bringing a war zone to the moon above this planet.
Your unique set of skills helps you discern details in the small things, yes?
Yes. Oh, actually, yeah, because of the whole hyper-awareness, I could ask 2 questions. So now, say the questions I'll ask, thinking back to what I heard. The first one is, on the ally line, did their eyes, either Daywin or Orin, flit anywhere in the room for a second, like a micro gesture, like micro movement? Did they look at anyone?
No.
To maybe like betray if they were talking about. Damn. Okay.
So it's not us. That's good.
Well, it doesn't mean it's not us. It just means they have more control over they were not stupid enough to do that. But you never know. Second of all, did they seem nervous or confident during this conversation? Like nervous, like it'll be a good chance to do it. But
they
like
seemed
still
excited.
Big move. Okay.
Especially the other guy, not Filgan. The scientist-looking type seemed very excited.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, cool.
Correct me if I'm wrong, War Master. Your men were on the ground and had the best, as well as the Spy Master. You both had the best view of this tactical and strategic situation. But my understanding is that the planet that we attacked, we hit very little. It was a very specialized, targeted attack, so we didn't exactly render it a war zone. Would that be a correct assumption?
We hit all of their largest money-making operations. I want to say they had a warehouse full of weapons still.
Yes, that's correct.
On House Ruckter, you didn't really destroy anything.
No.
On
We just
planet.
had a shootout in the middle of the parade.
You
grounds.
blew up a tent on the training grounds. Like, you blew up the
Yeah.
command tent.
So on
I
that
shot a
one,
few people.
on the surface of that planet, there was still a warehouse full of tanks and a warehouse full of weapons.
Yeah, factories. And they had a lot of inventory. Which Kesty slowed down from getting off planet.
Do. Well, the thing I'm trying to puzzle out, just to share where my brain's at right now, is if they're going to test, based on the intelligence we have, they have a bunch of new bio war toys. They want to see what it does. That's my guess. They want to unleash those monstrosities in their hold onto the world.
I'll upload all those pictures that I have taken for us to take a look at.
So
Everything that was in those warehouses.
what if they don't know how effective these things are yet and they need a practical test? If you're doing a practical test, you have to do it somewhere live where there's actual targets. I was assuming at first that maybe they were considering this house that we wrecked and we have a slight tie-in as a possible ally, or us. But they don't seem to be attacking us. They're not attacking them. So what war zone are they talking about is my problem.
I had just spoken to Orin about sending people over to Black Moon to get it going, and potential war zone there. So perhaps it is Black Moon after all.
Dear
Although
God.
with the leader of Ix asking us to secure it for him, I think this may be something that happens before we go to act. If anything goes too south, now we have multiple witnesses of seeing Orin orchestrate his treachery with House Daywin.
I don't know how much it's treachery. Ix is a
Yeah.
terrible place, sir.
We will see how it plays out, right? It's how we write it, whether or not it's treachery.
You're flying very close to the sun, sir.
Who would also be
Aren't we all?
if they're not? I mean, if we're not the allies that are in danger here, who else would be a mutual ally of Daywin and Vernius?
Atreides, but I can't see them doing anything to them. It's going to be the most fortified places in the galaxy by the time Harkonnen leaves. Plus, our troops are going to be there.
It
I look at the
is-
War Master like I misunderstood. Like,
It is
maybe I
at the
got that wrong.
point where the Harkonnens have left Arrakis.
Yeah.
So
See,
Atreides has settled
Metagame
in.
Laura
Yes.
is like, maybe they're helping Harkonnens. I know they're about to attack, but we don't know that shit. We don't.
No.
We haven't read the Book of Dune. We don't know this is about to happen. Oh no.
But
God.
I like
are we sending
speculation.
troops
It's
to
exciting.
Dune? To the city of Arrakis? I forget what our deal was with the Duke of Atreides.
We were just about travel. We weren't about troops.
Yeah,
at all.
your
We're not-
deal was a travel deal, but also a support deal if it came to it.
Right, okay. I would... If this blows up on the Black Moon, I would... On a duty standpoint, not our problem. On a human decency standpoint, I smile like I realize I'm the one saying that. On a human decency standpoint, I would like it to be within the lines of the Great Convention. That is to say, I'd rather people were killed in experimentation. It's men who were trained and sworn to die, not those who serve tattooed and chained.
I appreciate this sentiment, but if you want to make an omelet, here, I'll tell you what we'll do. Once Black Moon's cleared out and we're actually pulling it, you are going to need money and resources to do whatever it is you want to do to bring to the little men, right? Let's just smuggle a portion of that for you, sort of an offshore account, as it were, for your Robin Hood Foundation.
Very well. Well, on the plus side, it seems like we're not the target of these guys, so we'll just have to be ready in case we start to see war beasts who want to munch on men in red uniform.
Oh, my question is, do we have a military prowess large enough to stand against Ix? Warmaster?
X, no. We have technological inferiority.
No.
They outnumber us and
no.
out-tech us.
So if they want to destroy us, there's nothing we can do about it. Why
But it's
worry?
not Ix that's going to be pulling this trigger. It's going to be...
Damon on
David.
Ix's behalf.
But if we make them look bad, we can save some people and make our star rise.
All right, but correct me if I'm wrong. Our moon is above Ix.
Mm-hmm.
They're our house we're part of.
Yes.
They're going to let a neighboring house come to their moon and fight their own allies on it.
The neighboring
We
house
not-
is also on one of their moons.
What in the fuck kind of Civil War horseshit is this?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it'd be crazy. It could be intense.
How would anyone have the back of the attacking side on this?
Our masters of Ix could, if it doesn't hurt their fortunes, seeing their lower houses bicker and shed blood makes us less likely to become a great house. Because the higher our star rises, the more of a rival we become to our liege. Because eventually we'll either subsume them or we will become their rival. So they have to keep us in check as much as anything else.
So
That's what
you guys do get back to your moon at this point. It's not a very long trip once you get into the shuttle. They're pretty fast. You guys get to your moon. Sarek is waiting for you, Spy Master. They run right up and they whisper something in your ear.
Great, I love that.
Romance subplot begun.
Ooh.
Everyone watching is very, like, they can tell he's, like, Sarek is like, holy shit, like, he's telling him some juicy stuff. What he tells you is that there has been an assassination attempt on Paul Atreides on Arrakis.
Oh, we're at this point in the timeline.
Great.
It was unsuccessful.
Well, that's good for a number of reasons. Everyone's here. I guess I'll share this information.
You can if you want to. It is.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a hunter-killer, and the operator was, like, sealed in the walls for God knows how long.
Good. So they just ran back what they ran back here. I don't know if we were a test or not, but he survived. But I feel like this is, great news that no one had to lose a life, but also now there's something going on over here. Where can we be in the meantime to take advantage of this situation?
I mean, that just makes me think of our conversation back in the shuttle. And I look at Mr. York, as he was the one who mentioned when I asked who would mutual allies be, and he mentioned Atreides.
Yeah. War Master, you may wish to reach out to His Excellency to see if he requires our services. This may be just a matter of Can Lee, but the outreach may be welcomed.
Afraid he might say yes. Do you really want to go to the desert?
I mean,
honest
he really
with you,
wants to go there.
To be honest with you, I truly appreciate the beauty and majesty and comfort of Ix and Ivix, but if we four and this house are to ascend, then we need friends in high places.
Atreides will be a dead house. We should pledge our allegiance to Harkonnen now. They have
That seems a rather
hand.
large jump from an unsuccessful assassination attempt and then potential news we have that could be linked to them or could be not, which also, if it is, we could then use to our advantage and remove their element of surprise.
Have you read the stories of what the Harkonnen have done to the wild men on Arrakis?
Yes, which makes me all the more concerned you're so quick to jump into bed with them.
They're not to be trifled with. I'd
Nor
rather
are
not jump in bed to die with Atreides. This is above my head. This is something for our liege to consider. But as it were, my recommendation would be not to join the losing side.
You would break your word with a duke?
I would stay out of it before I would consume us all to that war.
On your soul be it, War Master.
But yeah, so.
I'm all for avoiding war, as it were. It's just going to deplete everyone's resources. Maybe someone gets ahead at the end a little bit better, but there's no way for us to position ourselves to make sure that happens just yet.
You do have the immediate goal of securing Blackman.
Yeah. So what I need to do for sure, I can do the paperwork here on Ivix and Ix. We still need to sell the the new lord to give us over the deed and why it's a good idea. So either we intimidate him through military might, which I don't think we can do, or the seductress and seducer of our house may be able to conceive a plan for which we can tell a young man that he can give up a moon that's worth millions and it's in his favor. I'm not sure how to sell that. I can write up the paperwork and make it look nice, but and I can get us the meeting, but I don't know how we sell that plan at all.
The next question is, what can we do for him?
Exactly. We need to know what he needs.
I believe I could find the signature rather quickly.
It needs to be able to suffer the eyes of a mentat. So avoid. You know what? I'm not going to tell you how to cook eggs. Never mind. I'll shut up.
It's like, how advanced is that thing that I have, John? It's a level 3 asset.
Your forgery kit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty good. But these kinds of documents can be. This is like going. I don't know. It might be under review.
Also, if he's already...
It's easy. Yeah.
He's already on edge from working with us to the extent that he has. He then finds out his signature has been forged. That invokes retaliation. We start the whole mess over again that we worked so hard to have a nice ending.
Oh, no. I was thinking of bringing it to him forged.
What do you mean?
To what end?
Well, to divulge that someone is trying to implicate him and us in some sort of grand ruse.
Okay. So why does he
Then
give
how
us
does that
the
result
moon?
in the real signature?
We'll continue doing what we're doing. We don't need his signature just yet. We can milk that out and still take all the resources.
I don't understand what you want to
for quite a while.
forge.
I'm very confused.
I'm just trying to completely throw this dude off the scent and just buy us time to mine the shit out of this place while he tries to get his ducks in a row. And at that point, we'll have reap so many benefits from it that he'll have to sign it over.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Spy Master. You're thinking of like secretly mining stuff illegally, and then we're pulling out as much as we can, and
While we just
using
have
this.
all the bureaucratic red tape stall the process.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's my
But-
read. Yeah.
But then
That's one
won't
way to do it.
Won't we piss off?
The American way.
But won't we piss off Vernius? Because their whole point was to do the red tape and quickly, and just to make it legal and not.
He just wants it. He didn't say by what means.
Sometimes I miss just playing in the orchestra. I have a headache.
I don't think he wants Black Moon to build himself a golf course. I think he wants it for the minerals inside. So we'll take those and bring them to him and put them wherever else we need as a pat on the back for our hard work for the Empire.
That's one way.
If you can get that to fire, that solves it, and I can pump the brakes on the paperwork. But we need to be on this as soon as possible because Vernius will not be patient in our response, especially since he told us in court on record that we are. Well, specifically, I am to make sure it's done. So I will warn you now. I will not wait too long. I like my head right where it is.
All right, so then it's just dependent upon Orin holding up his end of the bargain.
Yeah. I mean, the second you clear the way, he'll get the mines going.
Then I will print off a fuckload of official documents that need to be taken care of that are going to lead into an infinite bureaucratic hell. And then I'm going to send Sirach down there posing as whatever a space accountant here is and try to get that worked out.
So, what are you forging?
Whatever I can to completely fuck with this process on his end.
Because we're trying to take. I think you're forging the documents of ownership. It's like, yeah we totally own this place. And the Duke, he signed off on it. He's fine.
Ownership, temporary lease agreements, buybacks, leasing underground land, mineral rights, like all of that.
I also throw in a risk assessment in there. Those shit that takes forever. And then someone can look at no, that risk not properly mitigated. Do it over.
Yep.
Oh, you forgot this one. Start again.
So it's not even the one document that would actually answer the question they need. It's no. Here's like the 50 sub documents leading up to it, just as a way to stall for time.
And then who are you giving those documents to?
We would present that to
their leader. I'm gonna go right to that fucking leader who's uneasy with us and super fucking overwhelmed anyway.
Tolliver.
So we're not getting the Landsrad to clear it. We're just baffling the hell out of the air. So
because the Landsrad are harder to fool than this guy.
Well, and the air's there with us. We've recently been working with him, so I'm just going to use as much jargon as I can over the top of his head as much as I can, while also being like, "But we'll take care of it. Don't worry about this. Handle what you need to. We'll get it on our end."
So you're trying to convince him that you have mining rights to his moon.
Yeah. Essentially.
No. I'm going to tell him we're going to continue mining for him.
Ah, okay.
I'm going to lie.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, you can have
all of this paperwork. My goal here is to have these are the mining rights. We're on a temporary lease, working for you contractually. But eventually, as they go through plowing this paperwork for the months, hopefully that we can do this to them for, I am gonna slide in the fucking deeds, and they're just gonna be so used to signing shit. It's just gonna happen. That's the goal.
So, are you gonna try this on a call? You gonna call him?
I don't think that I can go down there. I think my reputation is pretty shit. So I'm gonna send Sirach down there since he hasn't been on that planet yet. to go deliver all of that stuff, as an envoy from us.
Gotcha.
Unless anyone has a better idea.
I'll be sure to fly him over and back him up, but he's going to be the actual contact. I'm just going to be a screen.
Okay.
No, I'm the official guy, but you want your thing to fire. I'm just assisting your con. That's what this is. It's a long con.
Ask you to do it, but I just want to send you down there.
So, it doesn't in Dune. The great thing, the reason I love it as a space setting, space travel's instantaneous. We don't gotta flick around. So like literally 30 minutes after this conversation, you are back on Moon Ruckter.
Oh boy.
With Sarek.
I'm not. Sarek's down there solo. It's Sarek and Cassie.
Yes.
Sarek knows what to do. All right, so he's coming into Homeboy's court or office or whatever.
Yes. So you do go in. You are allowed onto the moon. Blah blah blah. Things are moving. You can definitely tell that this place was hit pretty hard recently. You can tell that there's some civil unrest going on. You can hear the whispers of what really happened. That kind of thing. You also notice there is a highliner that you can tell immediately when you see it that it is a Harkonnen highliner.
Oh boy.
Shoot.
And you
that solves that problem for them.
you enter the court. You enter the house, and you request your audience, and they do see you. When you enter the chamber, you see the new heir, the new ruler, and his name,
Tolliver
Ruckter. Yes. I look at my notes. Tolliver Ruckter is there, and alarmingly, he's not alone. Standing next to him is Glossu Raban, the ruler of House Harkonnen's nephew, played by Dave Bautista.
Hey!
But yeah, his
cue the pyrotechnics.
His putrid, pale skin is very off-putting to see this close up, but he is in there, and he's watching. You see his hands on his weapon. He has guards in here. He definitely, you can tell he has control of this room. The agent of the Spacing Guild.
This is all kinds of bad.
That's Batista saying that.
A pleasure to see you, Honorable Harkonnen.
Good evening.
That's sorry.
Is that your voice for?
Yeah. Tolliver has a flop sweat. He looks like he's trying to not look terrified, but he's very scared. Yes. Kesty York of House Masarrah and associate. How nice of you to join us.
I was wondering, Lord Harkonnen, if we could borrow the servant of your wishes for a minor house to minor house discussion. There are heirs of Canley that I wish to help clear since things are settled between us, or should be settled.
He smiles at you. Speak now, boy.
I would hate to waste the minor politics of lesser men before such a great and honorable man as yourself. I am trying to communicate this guy to go, this is boring talk. You don't want to hear any of this.
And yet you waste my time.
Well, that
is on
working.
Mortimer.
Yeah, he seems very he's all about you talking. It seems like he has something going on, an agenda of sorts.
Gee, I wonder.
I'm gonna tap the spy guy next to me and just kind of push him, just motion him back a little bit, like we need to be leaving. Whether he does or not, I don't know. Well, there are certain matters that we may need to attend to regarding aiding this house in its final moments and in its transfer of power to its new lord. And we wanted to offer some aid to their efforts regarding the Black Moon and the various damages done, and to put Canley finally to rest.
You just see the Harkonnen stare at the air. And as you're like kind of backing away, you can feel a guard like behind you. And they push you forward.
Ooh, I freeze in place. I'll just stay right there.
They push you and Sark up a bit.
Sark
Yeah,
will chime in now that Cassie's done talking. Good evening. If I may, I believe that some bounds may have been overstepped recently, and I've been sent here as an envoy on behalf of Planet Exists. Excuse me. And he'll reach into his jacket, like pull out a little scroll. Like, we're trying to clear the air from being total douchebags. We're sort of douchebags, but not total. That was sent by Sir Tristan Kane. I believe our goal here is to assist you where we can with your mining operation that has run into some trouble as a show of good faith. I have brought all the legalese here with me to show that we will be under your employ as contractors for the time being. That is why we're here.
You'll see the Harkonnen nod at one of his guards, and they will kick a person from next to the throne towards you. And they'll come on over. They look very upset and like scared, but they're gonna approach and take the paperwork.
Sirach will feign fear also when that guy gets kicked and swing his briefcase and like just unleash papers just
Oh no!
all over the room. Like, I'm sorry.
You
And
hear
immediately go to,
the Harkonnen
like, forward.
growl audibly.
Oh good.
I'm gonna step a little bit away from him.
But
Still in the splash zone, but a little away.
this person that seems to be some sort of scribe or something will start to pick up these papers frantically and start crying. But like trying to not make it so obvious. And you'll see that the Harkonnen is smiling. But eventually they'll gather up the papers, they'll look them over, and they'll be nodding the whole time like they understand what they're looking at, and they'll look at their leader and like nod. And like you can tell they want to say like everything's good here, but they cannot find the words. Like they and he'll have her come over, he'll sign them. Good, now that matter's taken care of, perhaps Kesty York, agent of the Spacing Guild.
Mm-hmm.
You can have our war machines released
Would
from
you
this
guys like
planet's
copies of these?
airspace. Oh.
Notarized in triplicate.
Do you want a carbon copy or just...
You will hold your tongue, boy. He seems really mad now. But yeah, and he's furious with Kesty.
And,
like barely
and he will-
contained rage.
He will disengage. He will understand the situation.
Like any second someone's gonna
He
die.
totaled that line. Yep.
You can tell. You can feel it. It's palpable. Someone might die in the next couple seconds. So,
good.
Kesty,
Mm-hmm.
now you can have our ships released. As it is you who put the hold on our war machines.
Thomas's guy's cell phone is ringing.
Hello.
With great respect, that shall be done. I presume you wish it directed to the Highliner currently parked in orbit.
That'll do.
I will ensure the paperwork is done personally. I do not wish to bother your services any further than my overeager bureaucracy may have done.
You look like a guy who likes peanut brittle.
Oh, for the love of God.
He's going to grab the hair
This
of
man's
the
dying.
sobbing accountant and release their head from their shoulders and kick the body towards you.
He doesn't even kill you. He kills this person. That's so
He's gonna put the peanut brittle back into his jam.
He throws the head at Sarek.
I half step forward and I stop myself. Like that offended me at a core drive level. Like, oh, I can't do anything.
Yeah, the blood pours on the floor, and as you hold the head, he'll say, "You'll always remember that face, boy." And you're dismissed. He'll say, and
Thank you for your time.
yeah.
I get out of there like my ass is on fire.
What?
That was exciting. Oh man.
Yeah, I will make sure that paperwork is done post haste. Like that's the first thing I do.
That helps. But yeah, so you help release the Highliners, and the war machines begin to leave. They're underway.
Oh no.
And as you're back in your shuttle ready to leave, so you did what you came to accomplish in a very different way than you were expecting.
Yeah.
But yes, the war machines are released, and as you are about to leave, you can see Harkonnen returning to his ship as well. And he'll glance at your ship, give it a long stare for a second.
Oi, that Harkonnen was a right cunt.
Is that his real voice?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I swear I'm gonna feed you that brittle through your ear.
Pull it out of my.
Yeah, you both have blood on you. But yeah, mission accomplished.
Yeah. I am going to rush to get back to see the War Master. Our War Master. Sorry, should clarify.
You go and talk to the War Master, yeah.
I'm still in blood, like I haven't bothered to change.
Yeah, he approaches you with blood on his clothes.
Mr. York, you have a bit of red on you.
Yes, the generosity of Harkonnen. You need to advise and come to grips with whether or not certain matters need to be attended to. I took it upon myself to slow Harkonnen's movements of his war machines, and he has just recently, on pain of, well, blood, to have it released. I'm going to take a wild guess, and they're not taking those war machines for a pony ride. So, you may wish to advise his lordship and take that under advisement. Whether or not we tell our allies, or we just keep that to ourselves. But I thought I should tell you, because that is a lot of material on a very big Highliner that can carry significant weaponry.
This is an important piece of information. Surely Atreides would like to know. Thanks for bringing this to my attention.
What do you do with this information, War Master?
That's a good question.
It is.
A good question.
It's an important question.
I am going to go see the Spy Master in the cover of night.
The Cover of Night is the name of a bar, and you. No, I'm just kidding.
We're there. We're there. It's karaoke night. Everyone is there. You can't keep a secret.
80s night.
I'll say you guys meet in the gardens. I feel like that's the best place for the clandestine stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna get like a clandestine note or a weird knock at the door, and like a lamp is on or something, so you know what that means.
Booty
Different
call.
strokes for different folks.
So when you get there, I'm standing in the garden with my arms crossed with my giant bracers that look like they're from Battle Chasers. And I have my silver cape that goes all the way down to the ground. Of course, my blood red, crimson, and silver inlaid plate armor. And I turn to face you. I believe we stand to make money. if we can play our hand the right way.
Well, I'm always down to make money.
Harkonnen is moving to attack on Atreides with a liner full of war machines. We're sitting on this information that can help Atreides, but surely there's someone who will pay us not to.
Well, yes, I imagine. So are we going to get paid not to and then tell Atreides anyway, or are we no longer looking for them as allies?
I think we should consider our offers. If you want to put some feelers out, we'll have to respond quickly. Very quickly.
What is the turnaround you're looking for on this? Just so we're clear.
By
Deadline
tomorrow morning.
Space travel is instantaneous.
I was gonna say, flashback to the DM saying space travel is instantaneous. I'm like, it's a bit fucking late, fam. Like, our chance was in our shuttle back from Ix before we freed their war machines and their highliners. That was the only thing stopping them, and Kesty had no choice but to remove that barrier.
Unfortunate for Kesty.
I'm gonna put a booty call out to Soren. And see if she can set us up some sort of temporary blockade to stall them. Is that something that can be done, DM?
That's more the Spacing Guild.
Well, I'll go
And
ahead
they
and
just
pull my.
removed the blockade, so they're not putting it back.
Well, that was the blockade that Kesty set up. I
Sure.
also am a member of the Space Guild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're both members of the Spacing Guild, which gives your house a weird power. But, I mean, do you want to try to blockade the Harkonnens?
Canon meta-wise, I'm not really familiar with what I can do with the Space Guild.
You can slow them down. You do have some pull. It's what the Spacing Guild does to hold on to power. They control comings and goings. And you can get a piece of that. They will be pissed, though.
Yeah.
Fair warning.
We control travel through space.
Yes.
But the thing is, our names are signed on dotted lines. So that's
they'll know it was you, and they will not be happy. But hey, risk and reward. Stuff's happening right now.
How
Things are getting spicy.
And technically speaking, they're not allowed to kill us as we're Space Guilders. I did not believe for a second Harkonnen was going to honor that. I was like, no, he will kill me where I'm standing and tell the Spacing Guild to pound.
Oh, 100%.
I was like, I'm not important enough to get that for the guild to die for.
Yeah, I saw the movie. That guy does not give a fuck.
No.
So we can have meetings with the higher ups of Space Guild as part of my guildsman perk.
You can, yeah.
Yep.
What can I do with that?
What can you do with that? I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can try to convince them to do things to work against stuff. You can pull the fate of the universe if you want to.
You could, in theory, instead of having your name on that dotted line, get someone way higher than you to sign on that line. You just have to sell them on it.
That's what I would like to have happen. If I don't, because I don't know like what their limit is, right? It's like I don't know if the Space Guild is like a traffic cop, or if the Space Guild is like a fucking tank in the road. Like, no, you ain't going anywhere.
We're the airline pilots, we're the bus drivers, we're the ship sailors, but we also own those ships. No one else can fly them. Like that's a Harkonnen highliner.
Yeah.
But it's still Space Guild property.
It is
Okay.
still
Harkonnen is
piloted.
carrying Harkonnen.
It is piloted by the Spacing Guild.
Yeah, so the Space Guild wants to say, you know what? Blink, instead of instantaneously going there, oops, sorry, we went somewhere else.
Okay, I would like to get to Soren and bring her to a meeting with me with the higher up of the Space Guild. If Casty can attend, I
should not be there.
Never mind.
No.
I'm radioactive right now.
Luckily, Ix is a hub. Soren is currently down there.
Cool.
She went there after the Ruckter fiasco.
I'm gonna get on my flip phone and call up Space Guild leader, whomever I need to.
1-800-SpaceGuild.com.
That's 1-800-SpaceGuild.com.
So you're gonna need to go down to Ix.
I'm down.
Okay.
Going down.
Cassie, you drop them off? That's the thing. Doesn't matter. I'm just curious.
I'm bringing.
I'd drop them off. I am the shuttle driver, so.
Boom, you're dropped off. So now you're alone, right?
I've got Muhat.
You bring Muhat with you. Okay. You and Muhat are alone on
to get
this.
some more eyes on that tech if it comes up.
You're on the planet of Ix, and it's different when you're not in a huge entourage. It's a rough city. There's crime, all kinds of stuff, people getting killed. It's very dystopian.
Going down there solo, I'm not looking like royal envoy. I'm in my fucking.
Your disguise. I figured. So you are told where to meet. You actually wind up going to the place that Kesky brought the lady of the house the first time he was down here. That's kind of like a safe place for political meetings. And you guys have a room set up. And you're welcomed in. Soren and a representative of the Spacey. Oh, man. God, do I have this name written down?
Making the DM pull out his notes. Rude.
From, like, session 1.
Oh, so close to dying. Holy crap.
You were.
Holy crap.
Did I make your butt pucker there, buddy?
I could kill you as soon as I look at you.
You'd be like, battle roll, Kesty. I'm like, no.
Were you scared?
Yes, I have a battle of 4. He would kill me. So quickly.
I mean, I
Battle-
understand a 4, and I had to make those rolls this session. It turned out kind of okay.
Soren and a man you recognize as Michael of the Spacing Guild. A man who
Better
does
I'm not
not
there.
like you.
No.
Are sitting in a room. It's a conference room, kind of. It doesn't have the clear glass wall, but it looks just like a normal conference room me and you would sit in, except the table's made out of stone.
All right. Let's get to brass tacks. I appreciate you both being here. Time is of the essence. Currently, there is a Harkonnen ship on its way to House Atreides, more than likely to wage war and something that will impact all of us on a very deep emotional, financial level. So my proposal is to halt them in their place for now and see if we can come to some sort of agreement in the meantime. Soren, I would like you to be able to use to pull your weight. We will pull resources from the Black Moon in the meantime to try to appease the situation on both ends. Hopefully, we can make something come of this. If not, then may the gods have mercy on our souls.
Yeah, really.
Give me a communication check.
Ooh.
Wait. I'm going to spend that momentum, y'all. You good with that?
Yes. Yes.
So you can spend one of them, because the next one would cost 2. You want to give me any threat?
Go up. Man,
I
it's
can.
got 10.
This is a big roll.
Yeah.
I'd buy up, and if you happen to whiff on it, you might be able to determination your way out of it.
Yeah, that's. The
I
plan.
have 7,
Sad man.
as I am making
What?
this roll more difficult.
Yeah. I would
What?
do that too. Yep.
Big old butt.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm making it 2 more difficult.
we have 2 momentum on the board.
Yeah, you had to. He already
Had.
spent 1.
Well, what we could do is go 1 momentum. Sorry, 1 threat, 2 momentum. That gets you 4 dice.
Yeah, that's what I
Possibly
meant.
3 more threat on top of that for.
Well, so you have to spend 3 momentum to get the 2 dice from that.
Yeah, but what you can do is that with the first die we could buy it with threat, and then the second die we could buy with the momentum.
The 1 momentum.
Gotcha.
We're giving you 1 threat.
Well, we
Well,
had
so
2 before, so we could go 1 and 2.
So the threat would be 1, and the momentum would be 1 as well. Because it's the first one you buy with momentum costs 1. They're separate costs, I believe.
If I use momentum to reroll, does it let me reroll all of them?
No, you have to use discipline. But yeah, you could re-roll as many as you wanted.
Or determination is the reroll.
Determination, yeah.
So
you have to make sure you have something that's like drive that really kicks, if it makes sense.
I
That's
do.
the big problem.
it
Oh,
does.
good.
So you spent the momentum, and you can also give me 1 threat to get an extra dice as well. So you'd have 4 dice.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, cool.
I'm rolling
Oh, boy.
for.
You can give me much more
threat.
threat if you want to get more dice.
Not.
So I have to spend 2 momentum, right?
No, you just have to spend the 1.
No, I'm sorry. I have to give you 2 threats to gain 1 momentum.
No, you gain a dice just flat out. So you give me 1 threat for the first dice, and then you give me 2 more for the next dice.
But since you're doing 2 different strategies, it's still 1 threat for a dice and 1 momentum for a dice.
Yes,
If you
but-
did the same,
yeah.
the next one becomes 2.
Yeah.
All right, I'm rolling 4.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging in there, everyone at home.
No, that's fine. That's how this system works. We like to teach
We're learning.
people. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Oh shit! Oh,
7 fucking passes.
let's go.
What?
Tristan Kane.
What?
Tristan
Let's go.
Kane,
What?
y'all.
You can only bank 2 of those
Remember that.
actually because of how much I spent, but you do get to bank 2
Good golly, Miss Molly.
on a difficulty 5.
Oh.
Yep.
So,
That's the diff I saw. I was like, you need to nail this.
well,
Oh.
Michael, seeing the opportunity, and you being very convincing and very businesslike, will smile. What can we do to help? And that's what we're going to call it for tonight.
Oh, you stinky sack of black.
That's right.
Oh, thank God.
Fantastic.
Figure out what I'm going to ask him to do.
Yeah, I wanted to give you some time, let it hang in the air. I had fun. What about you guys? How'd you feel about meeting the Harkonnens?
I had a blast.
Dope.
Cool.
And all the bit on X2 was real cool. It was a fun session with some lots of information.
Yeah, you guys learned a lot. I feel like we got to see a lot of the universe, which was cool. I had fun. But yeah, so
I am disappointed I didn't get to see the Crimson Guard fight the guys with the wacky stuff.
there's still time. But yeah, so I've been Johananon at RockFact on Twitter, at Johananon1 on TikTok.
I'm Casualty CDG, and you can find me at Casualty CDG on all the social medias. You can find me and Jahan here every Wednesday, Thursday from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. and every other Saturday from the same time frame when we record Fresh Out the Podcast. That's when we talk about movies and streaming shows and games and pretty much anything that's current that we want to talk about, like me trashing on Halo Infinite all the time. You should follow us. You'll have a blast.
Yeah, that's a good time.
And I am 80 Spinger, also known as Corbinian. You can keep track of me on Twitter, at ElectricMetCHSR. And you can also track my Twitch movements under my name, Corbinian. As for stuff that I'm doing recently, in theory there should be streams next Monday and Tuesday if all goes well. Saturday there won't be any Star Trek Klingons unfortunately until the new year. We're taking a nice holiday break for a bit, but we'll be back fresh in the new year with very terrible people doing very terrible things, much like this game, except Klingons. So and a lot more sword fighting, but usually it's them fighting each other, so we're better anyway. No, but yeah, that's me.
And I'm Laura K483 on literally all the social medias. Stream on my own channel 4-ish days a week, and then on the twitch.tv/Dungeon Select channel every Sunday for Dungeons & Dragons campaign that I play in. I play a character who talks through sign language. That's kind of cool. And yeah, just Laura K483 on literally everything. So it's real easy to figure out.
Trying to see something.
Good evening, y'all. Thomas Avenger down here in Houston, Texas. Voice actor, dad, teacher, player of role-playing games with very fine people. Thank you so much for coming in and spending your evening with us. As always, we really, really enjoyed it. We'll see y'all
Thomas,
next time.
we had a question from the fans. Is it true that you eat Neosporin just straight out of the tube?
How else are you supposed to get rid of stomach aches?
All right, guys. Thanks. We'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.